Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Good News Theater. My name is Paris Dobbins. I am your host today. Today, our guest we have is Kelly. Kelly owns Iona's Bar Cafe and Grill, and he has done a lot in the community. So I'd like to welcome Kelly. Welcome, Kelly, to the
How you
to the
doing?
show. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me on.
So
Appreciate it.
what's been going on with you lately, man?
We doing, I'm just trying to, get my business on the right track and try to expand a little bit.
Okay. So what have you done over the past year? I know we had you on the show before.
Yeah, that was about, I'll say about 4 years, 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was about
When I
5 years
first
ago.
started, my catering business, I came on, exactly, yep.
So what have you done in the last 5 years?
Well, for the last 5 years, I've been really trying to, like I said before, I wanted to, when the last time you guys had me on, I wanted to open up my own catering business in my shop. So within those 5 years, I have accomplished at least one of my goals. I did open up Iona's Cafe and Grill,
Okay.
which is on 37 Oak Street.
Congratulations.
So we got that accomplished.
And how long has that been open for?
It's been open since, it's been, this August will be 2 years that it's been open.
2 years.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Good for you, Kelly. Good for you.
Yes, one little baby steps.
Okay. Well, I have an important question. What kind of services have you offered the community of Springfield?
Well, we Ionas, we try to get out in the community and we try to do a lot of different things out in the community.
Okay.
And so I love to I love doing things for like the adolescents because they're coming up and that's a great age to have an influence on the kids that's in the community.
Sure.
So that's the age that I tend to really want to focus on. So what we did so far this year, we donate food to Indian Orchard Elementary. They had a cleanup Indian Orchard thing, so we donated the food there. I also have a cooking class at the Springfield Boys and Girls Club on Carew Street, which we do run once a week. And so we're just doing things, and I got a big project that I'm working on now that I want to implement within the next year. I would like to have a huge cookout for the community at Hubbard Park in Indian Orchard, which is a small park in Indian Orchard, and I'm still working on it. So stay tuned for that affair because it's going to be coming up soon.
We certainly will. And you're going to get the footage right here on the Good News Theater.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And okay, so those are huge things. Those are great things. What are the goals of your establishment, and how does it relate to the Springfield community?
For me, as a business guy, as a business owner trying to develop his business, is growth. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for growth. And I think if you give back to the community, your growth is going to come within the community because that's who's going to come in. And word of mouth is the best thing you can ever have. So I think me doing a lot in the community is going to grow my business. And that's my goal, is to do a lot more in the community.
You have a cooking
class.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
We have 3 different ages in the boys club. You got the 5 to 9, then you got the 10 to 13, and then you got the older kids. So we have 3 different steps, And my goal is to, when we do the cooking classes, are to teach them nutrition, show them how to cook something they can always use.
Sure.
Because you can always use cooking, you know what I mean? So it's a way of giving them something they can never lose. They can always have. When they grow up, they can say, "Oh, I learned that at the boys club." It's always something they can refer back to.
Okay, and you donate your time to do this.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's huge for the community, and I'm sure the kids love it. I mean, do you have is it a graduate program? Are you granting them a certificate?
Well, it's a program where we work with I work with the director of the boys club, Vinny Borello. What we do is it's going to be a 9-week program.
Okay.
And at the end of the program, they all get chef jackets. So it's something that we're working in. So they got to stay in it for a period of time for them to get their award, which is the chef jacket.
Okay. Does the chef jacket have the boys club, or does it have
It'll have it's a boys club thing. So it would have the boys club and their name on the other side, which is.
Okay. Will you be looking to some of those graduates of that program? Will you be looking to have them help you with other community projects?
Oh yeah, because I'm also putting in place where they can come into the restaurant and have that experience of being really in the mix of seeing what really goes on in a commercial kitchen. So we're planning that out now, for they can come down in small groups and we can run a we can run a class there as well.
Okay. So how large are your classes? Like, what's the turnout
I try to keep it down to about seven kids, no more
per
than
group,
seven
per age group? Okay.
per age group.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good. And what are the hours of that? And how can
It's
someone?
normally on a Saturday. We start at 12 and it goes to about 2.
Okay. So right below the screen, you'll see the information on how you can get in touch with Kelly and maybe take part in the cooking class on What do you
Saturday.
specialize in, Kelly?
Well, my specialty, I think I got the best wings in Springfield. I really put a lot of influence into my wings. I think I got one of the best wings in Springfield. I have my own sauce, which is Iona sauce, and I make it from scratch. I make my own tomato sauce, and I put all my additives. But I ain't gonna tell everybody what's in there. But
Well, you can't.
I'm not gonna do
You
that.
can't.
But yeah, I
Right,
have that.
exactly.
Which I put a lot of energy into my wings. I do a little baking. Bread pudding is one of my desserts that I do make very well. And my cheesecake, I make that very well. So
Who is Iona?
Iona is my grandmother, my late grandmother.
Really? And what inspired you to name your restaurant after her? What did she? Who was she?
My grandmother, she had a lot of big influence in when I was growing up. I used to go see her every Saturday down in Freeport, Long. I used to get on the M4 and go to Freeport and see Grandma. And you sit there just to talk with her for a while. She had a big, huge influence on my life. So I said, when I got to the point, I was like, well, what am I going to name my business? Mm-hmm. So, my grandmother was a big, huge part of my life. So I said, well, I'm going to name it my grandmother. Iona's, that's what I'm going to name it.
You have a picture of her on the front of your business as well.
Yes, on the building. She's also on the wall inside the business when you walk in.
Okay, what inspired the picture? Because you could put Ionas, for the front, but the picture on the front, that just sort of, for me, it just touches me. It's like, he has a personal relationship with this woman, his grandmother,
right.
And it's a very pretty picture.
I think all her grandkids had a personal relationship with her, so it's something that we can say, hey, this is a family business, that's where it all started from, mm-hmm. And it's continuing. So it always picks up, it's like a legacy that we're going through at this time and stage. And I think it's a great thing, and the only thing we can do is keep on pushing forward with it.
Do you have any of her dishes that she made herself and you have the recipe and you're making it, or?
No, I don't have any of my grandmother's recipes. I don't ask a number of people or for kids do they have any of the recipes, but nobody has them. Nobody knows where they are. Mm. But I can try and mimic some of them, so because right. I remember the taste of my grandmother's baked beans. I used to always ask her to make baked beans for me, so.
Yeah. What kind of advice can you offer some of the viewers about, contributing their time? How important is it for you to do community service in this area?
I think community is a huge, you look at community at a lot of different aspects, and I think that community is a big thing when you, as a business owner, or if you just a parent in general. Mm-hmm. I think because you look at community, you say, okay, well, we all live in this community, and we want to make sure it's a safe community. Mm-hmm. So I think, from my standpoint, I think the more you put in the community, I know you're going to have bad people. You're going to have them wherever you go. Mm-hmm. But the good always overweighs the bad if we continue as a whole. Mm-hmm. And that's with everywhere. So wherever I go, I always try to include everybody in it. Everybody. That's it. You include everybody. Don't leave nobody out, so they don't feel like, oh, well, he didn't ask me if I can do this. Include everybody.
That's some good advice. That's really good
Include
advice
everybody.
For everyone.
Don't leave nobody out.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good advice.
Somebody's maybe good in doing something. Hey, can you do that for me? You're good at doing that. Hey, this person is good at doing that. Spread it all out. Mm-hmm. So everybody can have part in it.
Okay. Do you have any events that take place at your establishment?
We have our Smokeout Tuesdays, which is a great day. We smoke all our meat on Tuesday. Turkey, corned beef, roast beef. We smoke all our meat, ribs. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. On Wednesdays are Soul Food Wednesdays. We do that every Wednesday.
So Soul Food Wednesdays is all the soul food fixings.
Yeah, we get every.
Do you cook pork there?
I don't do. We don't. I do pork, but I do a lot of also like when I do my greens and stuff like that. I always do smoked turkey because I know a lot of people don't eat pork. So you got to make sure you have enough. Everybody can eat. You know, so I don't do a lot of pork. Maybe I have an entree. Maybe I'll do like a fried pork chop or something like that. But I don't do a lot of pork.
So you don't put the hog balls in the collard?
No. They taste better. They taste better. But a lot you won't get people to eat them. But they taste 100% better.
Man, so give us a rundown of the soul food menu. So
yeah, I mean,
some of the viewers will know.
On Wednesdays we every week from week to week it changes.
Okay.
We like last week I can tell you what I did last week. We did smothered chicken last week.
Mm-hmm.
We had catfish. We had fried chicken. And we had fried pork chops. That was the entree. Then we had the collard greens,
Sure.
white rice, black eyed peas, cornbread, yams,
Okay.
mac and cheese.
Yes. Okay.
So every week it changes though. But I like to keep people on their toes. I don't like serving the same thing over and over again.
Right.
Because ain't nobody gonna come out for the same thing over and over again. So I try
They may. We're creatures of habit.
I know, but
Especially the soul food.
I try to change it up a little bit, and then
But that's good variety.
and then we also once a month we also have a comedy night. We have comics come in, and this will be my this coming weekend will be my my fourth show there, which is a great turnout. It's really a good time. It's a good time, and
So it's comedy night. So you have comedians out
yes,
there.
we have comedians. We get some from New York. We get them from Boston, wherever we can pull them in from.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got a showcase this week, so it's going to be big.
So you have an open mic night too, or is that the same as the comedy night?
Well, the comedy night is an open mic night. You can come in, you can do comedy, you can do spoken word. It's an open mic night, and we also do open mic night for R&B singing and stuff and that also. So.
Oh, good. And that happens on.
Normally, our open mic nights is on Thursday. The comedy is on Thursday normally, and then the singing open mic is normally on a Friday.
Okay, normally. So is that like every other?
It's once
week?
a month.
Once a month. Okay,
it's once a
got
month.
you.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the month.
It's always the third Thursday of the month. Page. I post everything on Facebook. Only thing I got to do is go on there like Iona's Cafe and Grill. You get everything, and I also do a live cooking show as well.
And where can we find this Iona's Grill and Cafe?
Is at 37 Oak Street in Indian Orchard.
Okay, you can provide that.
Yeah.
And that's where in Indian Orchard. That's in the corner
of Main and Oak.
Main and Oak Street.
Indian Orchard. Yep.
Okay.
Normally it's the third Thursday of every month.
The third Thursday of the month. That's what's important. Because, okay, very good. So let's talk about this casino thing. Are you involved in anything going on with that?
No, not really. I'm not involved with MGM at all. I don't. I went to some of their workshops. They say they're gonna do a lot for the community and stuff like that. But my outlook on it is, well, I'm just gonna sit back and watch and see what they do for the community. If they're gonna say if they got 700 jobs and they're gonna employ 700 Springfield people, I'm all in.
Right.
So we just got to sit back and see what happens with that whole ordeal.
What do you think you can do, like side by side with them, Iona's? I mean, there's only one Iona's,
right.
Iona's Grill and Cafe. So, do you think that's going to increase your business in Indian Orchard?
Well, I see now that, like I was telling you before, I see the growth in Indian Orchard is growing, because I don't know if they're pushing. Well, my whole thing about this whole MGM thing is that you're pushing the mom and pops out of business, and I think that's what makes downtown Springfield. It's the mom and pop shops.
Right.
So if you're pushing them all out, then I don't think downtown is going to be what it's really supposed to be. So, and you see a lot of that. You see a lot more traffic in Indian Orchard because they're pushing a lot of the people out, and Indian Orchard is growing.
Well, that's good for you.
Well, it's good for me as a business person.
Sure.
But Springfield is supposed to be downtown. So you come downtown, you say Springfield. Oh, I'm going to go downtown. You see all the little mom and pop shops and stuff like that, and you're not going to see that anymore.
Are you looking to do like franchise other stores maybe around the city, or?
Well, I plan, and I'm on a 3-year plan right now. So I plan to I want to open one more in probably the next 3 years. So yeah, that is in the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like an idea. Like, what areas are you looking to?
Well, I'm looking more towards maybe I don't want to come to Springfield. I don't think. I think I want to stay more like up in maybe East Springfield, somewhere. I don't want to be downtown Springfield.
Do you think you'll incorporate anything else on your menu? Anything different than what you have?
I think I got a pretty decent menu. I'll probably incorporate some other dishes here shortly. Maybe maybe I'll do like a blackened salmon, blackened chicken, something like that along the line. I may incorporate something like that on the menu. But I've been working. I change things on the menu every year. I try to, every 6 months you want to try to put something different on the menu to catch people's eyes. So I try to do something different.
Okay. So you're a father, and you have your children. Are you teaching them your business to be community leaders and work out there? And are you showing them what to do?
Well,
how to do it?
You got, kids. They when you have kids, only thing you can do is instill in them and hope that they follow along the suit that you lay down for them. My daughter, Tamara, she comes by, she helps. She's been into the food industry, so she knows a little bit and stuff like that. So she comes by. Kelly, he's more of a sit back person. He so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens
along the line. If they come around, I know Tamara, she knows a lot about the business. Kelly, he's more laid back. He don't want to get involved, but we'll see what happens. You never know. You never know.
Usually children, it takes them a while to warm up to do things with their parents.
Yeah. So
today, and then later in life, my dad created this empire for me, because you have created an empire for them, for your legacy.
Yeah.
You have a legacy now, and one day, hopefully, they'll realize what it is and what they have. Do you have anything else you'd like to offer the viewers out there in Springfield?
My thing is that there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you put your mind to it. There's nothing you can't accomplish. You just put you have to have goals. Put your goals up. Got to have goals.
Okay.
Got to put your goals on. You got to see them. You got to live your goals. You got to see them. If you don't see them, then it's not a goal. I'm not talking about these crazy goals. Short term. Little goals, short ones. To build up to the big one. You know what I mean? So like me, me every day I would say, I'm going to open me a restaurant. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Yeah, you got to live it. Every day you got to say you're going to do it. Every day you got to say it. Because if you don't, you got to will it. You got to always say it. So it's making it like, I got to do this. I got to have it. So that's all I can say is it's.
And there are no shortcuts.
Ain't no shortcuts. It's rough. It ain't easy. Believe me, it's not easy.
That's right, and you can't
it's
reinvent
hard.
The wheel.
No, you got to just, even though you're doing it the right way, it's still hard.
But it builds character. It does. It builds character.
But owning a business is not easy. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of dedication. You just got to stick with it. We all feel like giving up sometimes, like when things don't go the way they're supposed to. You want to give up. But that's not the key either. You just got to keep plugging away at it. My thing is, I always say that, when it's my turn, it's going to be my turn.
That's right. And it's your turn now.
So
it's your turn,
when,
Kelly.
When it's your turn, it's your turn. You can't stop that. Nobody can take that from you.
But what's profound and what's really, really important is giving back.
Yeah, that's the big thing. When I first started my business, that's all I did was give food away. Hey, I'll do that for you for free. Because you got to make a name for yourself. You got to get out there. You got to do those things. Because if you don't, nobody's going to know who you are.
Right. And just because some people aren't fortunate enough to be able to, go to a restaurant on Friday night,
right.
When they want to. And, companies, they need the pro bono work that you offer.
Right.
Especially that cooking class for the different age groups is huge. I'm probably going to attend one of those just to see. No, honestly, just see how it's working out. See what it's doing for those children who don't have.
It's great. It's great.
Or didn't have growing up.
It's great. I really get in with the kids. We do our things and we have a good time. Have a good time.
That's okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming to the Good News Theater. It was good to have you again.
It was nice to come here.
I know you're a busy man. You have to get back to your business because there's some things going on.
Yeah, it never stops. Never stop.
But I'd like to thank you all for watching us again. Stay tuned for another edition. We have another guest coming in next week. His email address and his address will be at the bottom of the screen. As you can see, it will provide all that information for you. If you want to get with Kelly Dobbins with the Boys Club, the number's at the bottom of your screen. You can call him, contact him. Maybe you want to have your children be part of this cooking class he's offering. Okay? All right. Well, I thank you for viewing, and everyone have a great day. Thank you. Hello, my name is Paris Dobbins, and I am your host on the Good News Theater. Please join me every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I bring to you people of our community who offers pro bono services you need to know about. I am proud to showcase these professionals on the Good News Theater. And don't forget, check out our YouTube channel where you can receive more interviews, more updates, and how you can become a guest on our show and or refer someone to become a guest. And one more thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, thank you, and we'll see you there.